Alright guys, so in this video I'm going to be sharing how I manifested an iPhone 12 Pro. So it's the big one, it's the blue one, it's the one with the three camera lenses, so I'm pretty sure it's the 12 Pro. Alrighty, so it's actually what I'm using to record this video right now, and yes, let's get into it. Alright, so this was back around December 2020, and I was rebuilding my business for the third time, and so cash flow was just in shambles, which is why I had to rely on my imagination to do this. So this is what I would do. I had my old iPhone, which was the XS Max. I would hold it in my hand, and I would close my eyes, and I would feel it. I would feel all around it, and I would repeat to myself, oh my god, I'm so happy that I have a new iPhone. I love my new iPhone. And I'd get excited, and at that time I actually didn't know which iPhone specifically I wanted. I was just being general, so I wasn't really visualizing it. But obviously, all iPhones kind of look similar, so I would kind of see it in my mind's eye. But I believe that it was mostly the feeling of having a new iPhone, and then touching it in my hand and making it real that did the trick. Okay, so now what I'm going to explain to you guys is how the manifestation played out. So I probably did that for around 3 days over the course of 2 weeks. I probably did it 1 week and then 2 days, and then I probably started doing it again the next week, something along those lines. So around this time, a little bit earlier, I got a mail in the letter, and it was a pre-approved credit card with $300. No, it was actually $500. So it was a pre-approved $500 credit line. So I got this card, and I was like, all right, cool, this will be my beginner business credit card. So I got this card, and it just so happened to come in on December 24th. Yeah, December 24th, so New Year or Christmas Eve. So the card came in on Christmas Eve. I took it with me, and then I was going to my favorite coffee shop to get some coffee, do some work before Christmas celebrations. So coincidentally, in this same week, I had signed a client, but the money wasn't going to come in until maybe 3-4 days later after Christmas. So the day of Christmas Eve, when I went to the coffee shop, my phone stopped working. It started calling people out of nowhere. It started FaceTiming random people. It started texting random people. If I was on the phone with someone, it would keep pressing FaceTime. And there was a section of the screen that was unusable. So certain letters on my keyboard I couldn't use. So this all happened, and I was like, oh my god, this is so irritating. I am not dealing with this. I'm getting a new iPhone today, right? And I was like, okay. So I go online and I go to T-Mobile, because I was gonna get T-Mobile this time. I used to have AT&T. I was like, I'm gonna transfer to T-Mobile. And turns out I looked at multiple locations. There were no iPhones except for this one location that just so happened to only have one blue iPhone 12 Pro left. So I give them a quick call. They're like, yeah, you can come in right now. You can come in at 3 p.m. It's actually going to be probably around the last couple of people we're going to let in, because they had a big wait list or something like that of COVID and everything. So I either had it with me, or I went home to go pick up the credit card. I call it, I activate it. Now I have $500. I go to the T-Mobile, and so I'm at T-Mobile. They're transferring, doing everything they need to do, yada yada yada. It's time for me to pay, and they're like, oh wait, ma'am, we don't have blue iPhones. And I'm like, no, you guys definitely have one. I called before I got here. So I'm like, whoa, what? So I'm like, I'm rejecting this from my reality. That's not what's happening right now. I'm leaving here with my blue iPhone Pro. So the lady goes to the back to go check, and like she goes to the back to check, and I'm not kidding, like it took 30 minutes. So within this 30 minutes, I go into full imagination mode, and I imagine her coming out and saying, "Oh, look, I found the phone." That's not what happened, but this is what happened. So she comes out and she's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, like I didn't find it, da da da." I'm like, "No, I'm positive that you have a blue iPhone here. Like I'm positive you have a blue iPhone 12." The coworker, her coworker comes out, I think it was the manager, and she's like, "Oh wait, look, this is a blue iPhone." She picks up the iPhone box that they thought was black. Forgot to mention that they only had a black one. So she picks up the box, she's like, "Oh, it's a blue iPhone." Do with that information what you will. For me, I know that was a black iPhone turned blue. So it's funny because when she says this, I'm like, perfect. The lady, like literally at the same exact time, the lady right behind the employee is like, "What? You have a black iPhone? I'll take it." So someone else that was told that they couldn't get a phone also got a phone that day, which is fantastic. Obviously, I paid with the credit, and then that client I signed is exactly what's going to be paying, you know, the phone bill and the phone and all of that stuff. And yeah, guys, so that's literally how I manifested an iPhone 12 Pro. Again, just to let you know that what I did again, I held it in my hand. I closed my eyes and I was like getting so excited, saying, "Wow, like I love my new iPhone. It's so thin. It feels so good in my hand. I love that it works perfectly and it's so fast." And guys, literally like just repeating it as a kid would and getting so excited and so worked up. So I think this took around a week or 2 weeks to manifest, and it did it right on time when my phone stopped working. So just wanted to share that, guys, more where that came from. If you found this interesting at all, like the video, send me a DM, comment, any of those things. Love to hear from you guys. Alrighty, peace out.